Khou. Hi, Khou.
Good morning. I'm trying to multitask here with looking at my Google chat and checking in. Happy Monday, everyone.
Hello.
Damn it, folks. Good morning, Tien. Happy Monday. Good morning, Kate.
Hi.
All right. Kirsten, I love your floral outfit.
Thank you. I don't know if Vanessa's here yet, but she also dressed up.
Oh, nice. I have my, you can see kind of my floral. Morning, Esmeralda. Love your flower in your hair. I was like, okay, do you have a leg? Oh, and Jose has their leg.
Yeah.
Nice. Loving the Spirit Week. Thank you all for joining in on the Spirit Week. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. And I know some students are still coming in. I hope you all had a nice, somewhat relaxing weekend. I know over here in Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, it was a nice weekend. I think it was in the 80s. And so I was able to go out and play with the kids yesterday with the just playing outside with water and doing chalk outside. Before we get started, let's do a quick check-in. If you can share with us just, one word that explains how your weekend went. And I'll popcorn to Kirsten.
Oh, one word. Green. I got a green cardigan at the thrift store yesterday, so
Ooh,
green is the word, I guess.
nice.
I will pop. Sorry, my voice is bad. I think I'm sick, but I will popcorn Dylan.
One word. Unexpected. A lot of things happened I wasn't expecting, so it was just crazy. And I'll pop Jose.
Busy. And popcorn to Benito.
It was relaxed, very, very relaxed. I'll popcorn to Carla.
My weekend was very stressful, and I'll popcorn to Giselle.
My weekend was also very stressful because I was trying to catch up on homework. And I'll popcorn to Kalani.
My weekend was actually pretty fun, and I'll popcorn to Olivia.
I'd say my weekend went by pretty fast. And I'll popcorn to Tucker.
My weekend was relaxing. I'll popcorn to Tien.
Yeah, my weekend was pretty relaxing too. Popcorn to Cynthia.
My weekend was really peaceful. I'll popcorn to Kate if she hasn't gone.
My weekend was tiring. Popcorn to Joanna.
My weekend was stressful as well, and it went by pretty fast. And I'll popcorn to Esme.
It was slow but fast. If that makes sense. Kate.
I already went.
Did anyone else not go?
I think I didn't go. My weekend was relaxing and it went fast.
Awesome, thank you. Did everyone get a chance to share? Perfect. All righty. Welcome, Johnny. We just shared with our group here one thing that describes how your weekend went. Can you share with us how was your weekend in one word?
My weekend was good.
Awesome. Great. And I concur. I know some folks said my weekend, it was short. I'm looking forward to the 3-day weekend this Friday for in observance of July 4th. Sonoma State will be closed. I'm looking forward to our 3-day weekend. All righty. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic for today. The focus is on registration for this Wednesday. Yesterday, we did put up the Sonoma State degree and general education presentation. And so I'm going to ask that you all please, if you weren't able to attend this past Friday, and if you weren't able to watch it, please go ahead and do watch it, because it does help to lay that foundation for you to understand your general education, your SSU degree, and what that entails. I'll go ahead and just pull up, the presentation really quickly, just to share with you a quick snapshot of your SSU degree here at Sonoma State. And so what does that entail? So just want to hang on tight really quick. SSU degree. And I know that in our one-on-one conversations I've been having with students, we've been talking about your degree, encouraging you to do some research on your major. And so I just want to show you all this slide part. So when you hear us talk about your Sonoma State degree, you're looking at your general education, you're looking at your major, and you're looking at university electives. Now, in our last meeting, I believe it was on Thursday, I did talk about your, some students will do a minor instead of electives, and some students will do a double major. And so it really depends on what you choose as a student. All students are required to do the general education and have at least one major. A minor is something that you can choose to pick up. Again, it's about 20 units at Sonoma State, or you can do a double major. And as you can see here, each major, the unit count is different, right? And so some majors may be a minimum of 35 units, and the max is 72 units. And so I know I was talking to a student the other day, I believe they had like a 55 unit major, and so that is pretty up there, right? And so and there's a lot of unit counts there, and so I just want you to do that research on your particular major of interest, and I just want to again encapsulate what does your degree here at Sonoma State entail when we're talking about your degree at Sonoma State. Sorry, my toddler's here. So let me go here to thank you again to Kirsten and Vanessa who went over the different advising registration tools with you all students on Friday afternoon. And one thing that I wanted to make sure that you all understand is you'll hear the term your academic requirements report, your ARR, and feel free to follow along as I'm sharing with you all how to access your ARR. So your academic requirements report is how we keep track of what classes you've taken, what classes are in progress, and what classes are still you have not completed. And I will go here. Let me log in. So you log into your sonoma.edu account, your MySSU. I'm going to go here to MySSU. Yeah, that's water. And then this is my advisor view, but you'll go to your student center, and I'm going to use what we have. Okay. Can you say hi? Can you say hi to my friends? Can you say hi? Good morning? No? Let's see. I think we have Sally Sonoma. It's a test account. So Sally Sonoma has been here at Sonoma State for a long time. And so, so this is a similar view to what you will see. So I'm going to go here to the left-hand side and click on academic requirements, okay? So some of the tools, the registration tools that we talked about in our presentation on Friday at the SSU Degree and GE Overview, we talked about your transfer credit report. So any students who have AP, community college coursework, IB credit, you'll see that here in the transfer credit report. One thing that I did with students as that we've been meeting in the one-on-ones is I've had some students who say, I'm interested in a double major, I'm interested in a major and a minor, and so you as a student have access to the what if report. What if I were to be a psychology major and a communications major? What classes are required? How many units does that add up to? How many years will that take me to complete my SSU degree? So I'm going to go here to the academic requirements report, click on the arrow here. And you can see here that Sally Sonoma on the left-hand side is a Hutchins student. Okay, so Sally started in fall 2018. Sally is doing the Hutchins teaching track 2. And you've heard us talk about the GPA. Excuse me, I'm going to close my door real quick. So you have an overall GPA, which includes your SSU GPA, the classes you've taken at SSU, and also any community college, university college credit that comes in. So that entails your overall GPA, also known as your cumulative GPA. And then you have a Sonoma GPA, which includes just only the classes you've taken here at Sonoma State, right? And Sally is in good academic standing. And one thing I like to do is I like to always expand all as I'm working with my students. So I know what are the classes you've taken for each different area. And this is the answer key here. So anything with a green check mark means that you have completed the requirements. Anything with a yellow diamond means that you have work that's in progress. Stars planned, red is requirement not met. If there's been some exceptions, sometimes I work with students to do petitions on units, depending on what we're working on. You'll see this triangle with an exclamation mark that will say exception made. Okay, and if you have any transfer credit, IB, AP, community college coursework, then you'll see an arrow which shows to me that okay, this is a class that has been transfer in from elsewhere. So I'm going to look here. So as you see, Sally does have a lot of red. So Sally's still working on their degree at Sonoma State. On the top here, you have the overall units required. And so like what I shared with you all earlier, you have 120 units to earn your degree. That's the minimum at Sonoma State. The 45 units taken, these units are the units that are currently in progress and also classes that Sally has completed. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you're working through each semester, all right? And then Sally still needs 75 units to get to that 120 unit requirement. I like to share this and show it to my students, and then I also tell my students this is not reflective of everything that you still need to complete. Not only do you need a minimum of 120 units, you also still need to make sure that you complete your general education, your major, minor requirements if you have a minor, or double major requirements, and also university electives. And so as your advisor, I can't stress enough, connect with me just so that we can make sure that you're on track towards your goal of graduating, right, in 4 years or 4.5 years, and depending on, again, your situation. Every student is different with their major, minors, etc. So these are the classes that you can see here that Sally has completed, and so Sally has some test credit coming in, as well as classes that Sally has completed here at Sonoma State. And for free, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it into the chat box, okay? Now, again, you all are considered lower division students unless you have 60 units that you're transferring in. I've had students who have done that before. So in our one-on-one meetings, we'll talk about what that looks like as far as transfer credit coming in. So this does keep track of your upper division coursework. And I tell my students, don't worry too much about that, because once you get into your major coursework, then your major will fulfill these unit requirements. And then also you have to take 9 units of upper division GE. And so that also will go towards your upper division coursework that you have to take at Sonoma State, okay? Dylan asks, are we allowed to choose what classes we take first? Yes and no. The only 2 classes that you the only 2 classes that you have to complete in your first year is your English and your math requirement, okay? And so that is an executive order for the Chancellor's Office where they require our first-time first-year students to complete that. And so you have to earn a C- or higher in order to receive a pass, in order to receive credit for that, okay? So you'll hear us talk about your Golden 4, and your Golden 4 are your Area A, which is the oral communication, your written communication, critical thinking, as well as your math, okay? And so you see here that you are required to have a C- or above, and so please do keep that in mind as you are going through your classes, particularly when you take all of your Area A and your B4 math class, okay? So great question, Dylan. And then it also depends on your major as well. So some majors, you have to take them right away in your first year as far as prerequisites, right? I have to take this class in order to move forward to another class. And then there's some majors where, like I used criminology and criminal justice as an example. They only have 1 lower division class, which is CCJS 201. And that's an introduction class, and then everything else is upper division. And so you can take that lower division class either in your first year, your second year, and then everything else you're going to start in your junior year, your 3rd year at Sonoma State. So it really depends. And I know I also talked about some students, they will want to complete their general education in their first 2 years at Sonoma State, and other students, they like to disperse it out in their 4 or 5 years here at Sonoma State. So it's really up to you, and also depending on your major as well. Okay, so I see here there's some more classes. For example, let's say that we want to get rid of all the hard classes first and leave our elective classes for the end. So again, depending on your major, we can work together, Dylan, to see how to move forward. Okay. Kirsten said, I know that for me, schedule changes aren't available at the moment. Do you know when changes will open back up so I can sign up for a different class? So, and then Tian says, what if your major class you have to take is overlapping with your English class? Tian, we'll make sure that you are in your required major classes and also in the English class that does not conflict, okay? And then Kirsten, so as students, so this Wednesday, you all will have a registration time from 2 to 4 p.m. You'll register, and then once you register for your classes, registration will close, okay? The system, My SSU, will close, and then we have what we call open registration, where there's no appointments necessary. That opens up on Monday, July 20th, and then it will open up until close to probably August 12th or so, and then they close down registration again and do their processing, has students paid for their tuition, etc. And for students who have not paid for their tuition, and if they don't have a financial aid package to cover their tuition, then those students get dropped, okay? For you all students, please don't worry about paying tuition. I know in some of our one-on-one meetings, you already see that there's a large amount, right? About 3,900. I think I saw one student about a little bit over 4,000, depending on if you're living on campus or off campus. But tuition, you already have that tuition amount that you see in your student portal. So as long as you have a financial aid package, your financial aid package will cover your tuition and fees. And so please, I know they send out general emails right now. You may have received a general email saying, okay, tuition is due by July 1st, is particularly for my students who are continuing students. Students typically who register during orientation and summer bridge, they pay in August. And so just know that you have your financial aid package that will cover your tuition and fees. I haven't had a chance to look through all of your financial aid awards yet, but if there's a concern, I'll definitely let you know. So far, the students that I've been meeting with and we've been looking at your financial aid package, your financial aid package will cover your tuition and fees, okay? And did I have another email? You're welcome, Dylan. Alrighty, so again, going back to the ARR, the Academic Requirements Report, you have your Area A, it breaks it down for you. So you have, as students, for lower division requirements, out of the GE, so the GE, it's a total of 48 units. For lower division, it's 39 units, and then you have 9 units as upper division, which then equals to that 48 units there. So again, you can see here that Sally, for lower division, has 39 units required. Sally has taken and is currently taking 27 units, and Sally needs 12 units remaining for Sally's lower division GE. So you'll see here, once you complete your English class, you'll earn your grade here. You'll see the red box go to green as long as you earn that C- or above, okay? Scientific inquiry, so that also known as our Area B, you have to take a physical science class, a life science class. It says here that Sally has taken 18 units. So Sally must have taken a lot of science classes because Sally may like science classes. And so just know that only one class will fulfill the area, and then everything else will go towards electives. Or if that was Sally's major or minor, then it will count towards the major or minor. But we know that Sally is a Hutchins student, and so in this case, it will go towards Sally's elective units, okay? So we have physical sciences, life science, your lab activity, and I will also pull up the GE pattern just so that you all can see visually what that looks like. And I encourage you to print it out and mark the areas for the classes that you already have been pre-enrolled into, and then classes that you will need to take and see if maybe it's your major classes. It may also hit in the different GE categories. So for example, if you're a psychology major, you need to take Psych 250, which is an intro to psychology. It fulfills your major core requirement for psychology, and it also fulfills your area D for your GE. So it's that take one class and it hits 2 areas. And then you have your mathematics quantitative reasoning here for area B4. So it looks like Sally took a lot of credits from a community college, and that transferred in here. Okay. Area C, this is the arts and humanities. And I had a student ask, well, do I have to take arts and humanities? Yes. As a student at Sonoma State, again, this is a part of your general education. And so your general education is to give you a well-rounded education to know a little bit about a lot. And then we have our social sciences here. You need 9 units for your social sciences area D. Sally took an intro to sociology. It fulfills 3 units in her area D. And then you have to take a history class. You have to take a political science class. And so that's part of your CWolf, I'll scroll down here, your CWolf Studies graduation requirements, which is your American history, United States Constitution, and state and local government. And so by taking the history class and the political science class, it will fulfill your CWolf Studies requirement, and also in your area D here too. So again, as we work together, we'll strategize to make sure that you're not double dipping or taking classes that you necessarily may not need. Unless you're like, I know I don't need this, but I just really love this subject, I want to take it, then that's fine, that's on you, which I support. And then you have your lifelong and self-development area E here, okay? And then your 9 units of upper division. So you do have to take, once you hit your junior standing, your 3rd year, you'll take a class in area B, a class in area C, and a class in area D for your upper division coursework. And you can see here, Sally has completed an upper division D here. And then let's go down here. So after you've done all the GEs, after you look at the GEs on your academic requirements report, it goes down to your majors, your major information. So then as Sally is the liberal arts Hutchins student, this tells you Sally's major requires 40 units. Sally hasn't taken any classes in their major yet. And so it just outlines for you what are the different core requirements for the major. And also majors do have electives, major electives. So you'll hear major electives. So they have the core requirements that all the students in the major will take, and then it breaks off into major electives or concentrations. And so again, I hope that you all have had a chance to review your major requirements. If not, please refer back to the Meet the Majors module. It has a lot of great information there, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you all know about the academic requirements report, just because we didn't cover it in the SSU degree overview and also in our registration tools PowerPoint presentation last Friday. And so this is something that you will become familiar with, and please take that time to review your ARR, okay? Any questions about the academic requirements report? No questions? Okay. Kirsten and Vanessa, is there anything else you'd like to add about the ARR? How have you utilized it as students?
Well, honestly, I was kind of multitasking, and I'm looking at my AR. Oh wait, does it sound weird?
You're good.
Okay, sorry. On my side, I'm getting feedback. But yeah, I was looking at my AR, and I only have 2 more GE requirements to fulfill. So that's exciting. I only have my A3 and my C1, I believe. So my second semester of my second year will be mostly electives, which will hopefully be fun. I am changing my major for the third time, so I've been kind of working around that. So I was an English major. I'm currently a sociology major, and I'm changing my major to psych. So, don't be discouraged if the first major that you come in with is not the major you end out with. I was dumb, and the reason I chose Soc first over psych was because my friend was a psych major, and I didn't want to copy her. But then after taking a sociology class, I was like, I don't like this. I wanted to be a psych major. So don't let other people determine your major for you. But yeah, that's it really.
Thank you, Kirsten.
And for me personally, it helped me just not my 4-year plan, but my plan of how I'm going. Like my first year, I was undeclared, so I knew I was going to be a little bit behind. But using my AAR, like I was exactly able to see exactly when I could graduate, and I was able to make sure that I could see which classes, for then I could like kind of mentally prepare ahead. Like, oh, like I think this chem class is going to be really hard, so I'm gonna make sure to take it with like a not so hard class, or like maybe let me take it in the fall if I could, like, I don't know, stuff like that. So it's helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot to plan for the future, even though like things change. I mean, who knows, like you could, I don't want to say fail a class, but like in case that semester was particularly hard and you ended up failing a class, like it helps you just, I don't know, plan things out. And then it also makes me feel proud when I get my little check. So every time I finish a class or a semester, I like to see that it's checked off, and that makes me feel like I am doing something in college, and that could make me really happy, just to make sure that I completed it and I'm continuing my degree, which makes me happy.
Thank you, Vanessa and Kirsten. And as an advisor, I always get excited when I'm going through this with my students. And sometimes when I'm meeting with my seniors, they come in just to check in with me. And then I will say, okay, well, let's look at your AR. Let's see where you are. And I've had conversations with students where it's like, okay, well, you're ready to graduate next semester. And they're like, wait, what? I'm not ready yet. I'm like, well, ready or not, you're going to graduate. And so it's exciting as an advisor to be able to let students know, like, hey, you're graduating. And so let's talk about that graduation process and submitting your graduation application. So thank you for sharing. I pulled up the general education website. So let me share this with you all. It's definitely a great resource website from here. Let me put it into the chat box. It's a great resource for you all to get to know. And as students, your GE pattern is this one right here with the revised GE pattern. I'm going to open up a new link here. And this is the GE pattern that I recommend that you print out and keep track of. So you have your academic requirements report, and then you also have your GE pattern, this hard copy that you can print out and write on it. If you had the read and write program, let me see if I can use my read and write program here. I can highlight knowing that, okay, if you're taking, guess I have to give permission for the read and write, allow. I know that with your English 100A or English, 100AB, that's a year-long class. I can highlight that. I haven't used that this year. I can highlight it knowing that, come on, it's coming. Maybe it's not working. I'll have to play with it. The read and write. That I can write in here that I'm taking the English 100AB, and you can mark that off after you've completed it. So this also helps for those of you who like to have a hard copy and just to keep organization and on track of what you're doing. You can go ahead and print this out and utilize it as well. And I'm going to go back here to the GE pattern. one GE pattern that I refer students to, but I also make sure that you know this is not pattern for you. But what I like about it is that it lists the different classes that are in these different areas that we talk about, right? And so this is a 50-unit GE pattern for our students who entered for this. This was students who entered a couple years back. And so we no longer use this 50-unit GE pattern. So again, this one is yours, right? The 48-unit one. And you know that you have to complete an A1, A2, A3. If you look here, our students who had gone through this GE pattern, the A1, they didn't have a specific area. It was completed by completing some of these different GE areas. But you can use this as a tool to refer to that will help you look at, okay, well, I need to take a C1. What are some classes that will fulfill my C1 category, okay? And then I will also go back just to this website, and we used to have, oh, okay, so down here, the approved list of GE approved courses, updated fall 2019 of last year. This also is a great tool and resource for you all, and this does follow the pathway for your 48-unit GE pattern. And so you have area A1, it has the classes listed, A2, A3. We have first-year learning communities, and so if you're able to have space in your schedule for fall and spring, I encourage you to take a first-year learning community because it will fulfill different areas. So I know that we have early childhood studies 160AB. It fulfills the A1 and also an area C. And so it's basically, you're taking that year-long class, it hits the two different areas. And you have some transition content in there. It's only for our first-year students. And again, your B1, physical sciences, this is really helpful so that you know, okay, if you want to take a class next semester, then in your B1, then you can take a look at this list. For my students out there who are interested in nursing, pre-nursing, that Chem 105 will hit the prerequisite requirement for pre-nursing and also hit this area of B1, okay? So, it goes all the way down to area E, and some majors require particular math classes and other majors don't. So let's say if you're a history major, they don't require a particular math class. And so you can take any of these math classes here and fulfill your math requirement. Other majors such as psychology, sociology, math, right? There's different particular courses that you do have to take for math. They have that outlined for you, okay? So I'll put this one also into our chat so that you can have access to it. I did want to spend some time today just so that we can be together and you can take a look and play with the registration tools that Kirsten and Vanessa went through on Friday, okay? Vanessa shared, FYI, that Chem 105 is a little hard, so plan accordingly. Yes, it is a 5-unit class. Vanessa, did you take that class?
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay, perfect. So Chem 105, it's only offered in the fall semester. And so, yes, it is one of our classes that are more challenging classes. It's a 5-unit class. It has a higher weight for your GPA. And so if I have students who take Chem 105, then I usually have them take a lighter load for their fall semester and not take the full 15 units just because you're going to spend a lot of time in that Chem 105. It's how many, did you have a lecture and discussion and a lab, Vanessa? I think that's one of those classes, yeah, yes.
Okay, a lecture and a lab.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. So what questions do you have? We have about 10 minutes left. Questions about registration, classes, the registration tool, Anything else that I'm missing, Kirsten and Vanessa? Anything else that you two would like to add? Please feel free to add. Do you all feel good and ready to register on Wednesday? Give me a thumbs up in your reactions if you're feeling confident and feeling good about Wednesday. Kalani feels good, ready to go. Dylan asked, just to make sure, we are going 101 on class registration with you. Yes. So I am, so on Wednesday, we have a full day of 101 advising. So that is from, I have my schedule up here, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then from 1 to 1:50 p.m. And so I think what I'll do is, now, will you all let me know? Would it be better if I schedule and then just let you all know when to meet with me on that day on Wednesday, or would you prefer to sign up? You can put into the chat, sign up, or tell me when to meet with you, Khou. Okay, sign up. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So please go ahead. Let me just put in my advising, my 101 advising again, my sign-up sheet. And so please, in these next couple researching and select some classes, and then in our 101, we'll go ahead and take a look and see how that fits into your schedule for fall. Okay. And then Dylan, someone else, let's see, who asked? Someone asked Joanna says, if I choose to have a minor, does that replace my electives? And Joanna, it depends. And so it depends on what your major units look like and also your minor. And so most minors are 20 units. I think one of the minors, early childhood studies, they have a little bit more than 20 units. And so sometimes your minor may complete all your university electives. And so you don't need to have any more university electives. Most times my students will have at least one class, one or two classes that will fulfill their university electives. They usually have to have at least one or two. But it really depends on your major and your minor. And so we can play with that, the what if report, and in our 101s, we can talk about what does that look like for you. And then I think there was another question in here. So our schedule will look different for classes on Wednesday. Dylan, can you talk a little bit more about that, like our schedule as far as like summer bridge?
Yes, our summer bridge schedule, like we're not having the math and the English portion of the classes.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, so Wednesday, we wanted to make sure that we gave you all time to prepare and prep for registration at 2 p.m. And so we won't have any academic classes on Wednesday, okay? Now your professors may reach out to you to have you complete work and whatnot. However, we don't have any planned academic classes. Thanks for that question. Kalani, did you have a question or did you want to say something?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, I know also I had checked in with our bridge leaders last week on Friday or Thursday, and there's been questions about housing. And so for students who would like to live on campus next semester, just know that right now we are still in the process of reviewing and determining which students will be able to live on campus. I've been asked to be a part of the on-campus housing committee. We have, I believe, 275 first-time first-year students who are interested in living on campus for fall semester, and so we're just waiting for approval from the university to get this housing committee started. And so once I know more information, I will share that out with you all. That's where we are right now. Typically in the past, when students have notified us that they would like to live on campus, we have let them know in July where their housing placement will be and who their roommates and suite mates are. What I know is that you all, for those of you who are living on campus, you will be in a single room. You won't share a space, and the price that they'll be charging is a double occupancy. So I just need to confirm with housing what is the confirmed cost for fall semester, so that we can better, so that you all can better plan on what to expect and if you need to pay anything out of pocket once your financial aid has gone through. Okay.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm looking at the email right now, and it's saying that so I put a deposit down last semester, and I'm hoping to live on campus. However, I know that like I might not be able to get to live on campus. So will I receive like notification whether or not I can live on campus by the time like they gave us like, because they said we can receive half of our refund for the down payment by like July 15th. So will I be notified by July 15th if I can live on campus or not?
Kirsten, my assumption is yes. What I'll do is I'll connect with the associate director of Reach just to confirm, since there is that window time frame. And I know that we're trying to meet as soon as possible so that we can let students, our new and continuing students, know. Thank you for that question. I'll connect with Elizabeth and then get back to you about that, okay? Any other questions about housing? On-campus housing or even off-campus housing? Yeah, go ahead.
So let's say, because we do sign a contract that we agree to like live there, but let's say we get like our offer, because we still don't know what the actual price of housing would be with like our meal plan and everything. So it is going to be more expensive than like for me that I apply for a triple. Let's say we get like notified like, okay, you're gonna live here. This is how much the price is gonna be. But at the end, we find that it's more worth it to like stay home for the fall semester. Are we allowed to like cancel once we're already told what our situation is going to look like?
Yes, Dylan. Yes, you can, and you would just have to notify housing. And depending on the time of when you notify housing, if it's past that July 15th that Kirsten was talking about, then you just forfeit your housing deposit. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, I have students, you know, situations, different things happen, things come up, and so I have students who in the past who have plans to live on campus, and then the academic school year starts, things happen, and they're not able to live on campus, so it's better for them to stay home, and so we just work together just to make sure that we cancel their housing agreement. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? I'm just taking down my notes here. Okay. All righty. Well, if you have individual questions, please go ahead and you know, write them down, email me, and also bring them to our 101s. I know that I've been meeting with students. Some of y'all, I have to check to see if everyone has signed up. If you have not signed up yet, please go ahead and do so. And if you'd like to set up another meeting, 1 or 2 meetings with me, even though we've already met, please do so as well. I'm here to support you. I want to make sure that, you know, that we are able to get your questions answered, okay? So we'll go ahead and I'll do a music kind of break right now, and then you all will move into your academic component for the rest of the morning. Have a wonderful day, everyone. It's nice seeing you all. Take care.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Good morning, Dr. Tawari. It's Khou.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I didn't mean.
No worries.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you. We just went over the degree requirements here at Sonoma State, and went over the ARR with the students too.
All right.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and head out. I'll
Oh,
see
okay.
you. Have a great class.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. So let me see. Okay, class. You guys know your groups, right? Let me see if you guys have anything in chat. Looks like who is gone. Okay, so including me, we are 20. Okay. Here, are there any student leaders? Kirsten or Vanessa?
Yes,
Are
we're
you
here. Yes.
Oh, good, good, good. So, just give me a second so I can tell you guys exactly what we are going to do. Hold on a second. All right. So what we are going to do is, since you guys know your groups, you start talking with each other or just chat. I'm not going to send you guys in different rooms. I'll have to do it manually, but if you prefer, certainly I can do that. I can put you guys in different breakout rooms. But here, hi, Kirsten.
Hi, Dr. Tiwari. I like your Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, thank you. So, okay, everybody. So, since you know your groups, I have a list of groups that you remember I gave you a Google Doc to put your names in. I do have that. Not everybody has signed. 2 people were in undecided column. I put them together. So right now we have 5 groups. That means for tomorrow we will have 5 presentations. Okay, so between 10 and 11, you are going to work on it and come up with uh, you have to come up with a, what you call it, not the final version, but a draft version of your presentation or slide show. And from 11 to 12, you are going to present the draft. And as you are presenting, other groups are going to jot down some questions for you, some suggestions for you, and they will be submitted to you guys. And then you incorporate those suggestions if you like them and come up with the final version. Is that clear? Give me that this reaction thumbs up.
Dr. Tiwari,
Yeah, go
a
ahead.
student has asked if you can put them and their teammates into a breakout room where they can work separately with like talking to each other.
Sure. So they can, yeah, I understand. So I think that they decided it's a good idea, right? So let me just go ahead and who is in your group talker? Oh, they are talking to each other. So
Yes, Tucker sent a list of the students in his group that he would like to be put in a breakout room with.
oh, okay. So in that case, we can make 5 breakout rooms. Kirsten, do you have a list of all the groups?
No, but if everyone can type the members in their group and send it into the chat, it would make it a lot easier to organize.
All right. Could you please do that for me? I'm a little slow in making groups. Is it possible for you to do it quickly?
I'm typing in the chat right now to have them send a list.
Okay. All right. Kalani says Carla. Oh, good.
Okay, the students sent the list of their students in the group, so hopefully you can make a breakout room with these specific students.
You are not authorized to make that breakout groups?
No, only the host can make breakout rooms.
Okay, here it is. It says I'm going to do it manually. So let me create breakout rooms. Up to 4 is maximum I want. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just hang in there, guys. Olivia, Kate, Giselle, and Valerie. Oh, looks like Valerie is not here. So assign. Okay, room number 2. I will open all the rooms together. Okay. The other room is Celine. Benito. Salma.
Come here. I'm telling comments back here.
Carla. Yanfu, Kalani, Carla. The last group I'm adding, just a minute, guys. Tucker, Jose, Dylan, Sandra, Tien. I opened some of the rooms. Okay, Kirsten? 4 of them. And rest of the people are here. But I have to send them somewhere. Just a minute. Carla, yeah, I sent them Kalani group. And then I have Tucker's group. And then I have Olivia's group, yeah. And then Celine, 4. I do not know why only 4 groups gave me the names, and 5th, Wendy, Joanna, Johnny, Cynthia, they are here. Okay, Cynthia or Joanna, are you guys in the same group? Could you please give me name of your group members?
You assigned me to Wendy's group. Yesterday you sent me an email.
Oh, see, just right. Cynthia and Wendy, you are in one group. How about Joanna and Johnny? Could you please talk to me?
Yes. I don't think I was assigned to a group.
Oh, so you should have filled out so I could have assigned you. So now you are working with Cynthia, Wendy. So you are in the right group. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I don't think I was assigned either.
Oh, so here you go. You guys are working in this group. Breakout rooms. Do you guys want to go to one room or let me just see if I can make another room. 4 unassigned. 6 people are here. Oh, including Kirsten. Okay, looks like I won't be able to make another room. So you guys are stuck with us, okay? We are going to help you guys out. You guys start talking to each other and okay? Wendy, Johnny, Cynthia, who left? Did someone? No, Joanna is here. All right.
I think the first thing, since we're all kind of new, I think we're supposed to come up with the question first, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Since you guys were not here on Friday, hopefully you read my email or emails, and one of the emails explains exactly what you have to do during first hour. You have to first talk about a question, what you are going to answer, and look at all the data, the long data sheet that I sent you guys on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, student data. Look at the data and find 2 variables that you want to compare. And use a stat key to come up with box plot or any type of some kind of plot. I hope you guys do box plot, okay? Because that is what we talked about. I mean, there are so many different ways to do this, but box plot is the one that we are emphasizing on. I also have sent you a sample, a template for presentation. So if you can spend a minute or two looking at the sample, that will give you clear idea. Okay? So why don't you guys do that? And we are here, Kirsten is here, Vanessa is here. We can help you guys out. So Kirsten and Vanessa, since you guys are here, can I go from room to room and check on other people how they are doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have the example that he was.
Sample, yeah, I sent. Kirsten,
Yeah,
could you please forward the sample presentation to Vanessa?
Yeah.
Yeah, please do that. I was sending to all the students plus you. I included in all of them. So.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the data we're looking at, are we looking at the one from if meditation kind of impacts your heart rate, or the one that the survey that we had to fill out, like how many hours per sleep we all get?
That the big one, the big sheet, you can, that has also meditation data, heart rate data, and bunch of other variables are also there. It came out of your, all students took that survey. Which data sheet are you looking at, Cynthia?
The one I have downloaded was the one we kind of worked on last week. The one with the heart rates of the students before meditating and after.
Oh, sure, sure. That the one, but that is a very big sheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to kind of, you are supposed to talk to each other and decide on two variables and send it, work on that, just agree on one problem. Here there are two things I must tell you. One is Friday's homework. You had to send your own interesting problem to me, just the title of the problem that I'm going to, I'm planning on working on this and this is interesting problem. That was Friday's homework, which is not closed. So your question, you can send it to me. I will give you credit for Friday's work. And then you guys are supposed, all four of you are going to talk about it and, and come up with, agree on only one problem and use a stat key to work on that particular problem. Is that clear, Cynthia?
Yes.
Okay, good. Joanna, is it clear
Yes.
enough to you? Okay, good. Johnny, you are good too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. And if not, then you guys can talk to each other. Wendy, just hang in there with all of you together. And let me see here. Typham has entered the waiting room. So okay, Ty is here. Okay. Oh, Tian. Yeah, he is
Hello.
here, but he is in a different room. So let me see. Tian,
Yes.
do you know which group you are in?
No, I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one. You stay here then, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't want to have a group more than four. Let me see who just entered. Someone did. Salma. Let me see. Salma, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you are in Celine and Benito's group, right?
Yeah.
Let me see how I can send you there. Um, um, Kirsten or Vanessa,
Yeah.
one of you, do you guys know how to put at this point people from here to a particular room, like room number 2? I have to take Salma to room number 2. And I do not see a clickable button where I can say move her to that room.
I believe there should be, if you click on the breakout room and it tells you the people that are in this one, there might be a little arrow next to Salma's name where you can click the arrow and then move her to a different breakout room.
Okay, just a minute. Let me click to Salma. Assign to breakout room. Oh, thank you. You are a genius.
Thank you.
Okay, so there. Johnny is here. He didn't have a.
Kirsten, so I can't find the chart where it has like all the data. Do you have it by any chance?
Can you repeat that, please?
I can't find the chart where all the data is. Are you able to like send it to us?
Yeah, it should be on Canvas, on the syllabus if you're talking about like the amount of colors for each M&M.
No, he sent another one. Based on the survey, I think it was if how many hours we sleep and like how many hours we watch TV for.
Did you I can look at my email right now, but did you look at the course summary for the syllabus with all the links on it on Canvas?
Oh, not yet. I was looking at my email right now.
Yeah, I would suggest looking at the syllabus on Canvas, because there's like different assignments for each day that he's shared with us. Okay. Johnny might have sent it. I'm looking at the chat, and Dr. Tiwari is right here to answer your all's questions. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask Dr. Tiwari clarification, you can.
Go ahead, everyone. Oh, who has a question?
Cynthia.
Cynthia. So you might want to unmute yourself and then talk to me.
Yeah, so I can't find the other how you call it, like the charts with the other data. The only one I'm able to find and that Johnny sent was the meditation one.
That's the one you need. But it is not only meditation, right? It has a lot of columns. Cynthia?
Yeah,
Open
it
that file
has
and see how many columns you have. You have a lot of them.
yeah.
Yeah, that is the correct one you are looking at. That's the one. So now you have to use stat key to get some graphs. Take the screenshot and put it in PDF, no, not PDF, PowerPoint presentation. You guys might want to decide on a problem and then just make a draft.
So do we pick any name from a column and then just use those numbers and put them on the stat key?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
But you do not, if suppose you guys decided on how mood changes before and after meditation, your alertness and other things, then you take those two columns, okay, and you put that in a stat key. If you want to compare heart rate before and after exercise, that will be different type of problem. I mean, you have to take other numbers in the column. Oh, you have a bunch of columns, right? So you have to take heart rates before and after exercise. And you can make a box plot for that side by side and compare. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So you have a lot of choices, but quickly just decide on something and put them together. Okay? You will still have half hour to, to work on it and come up with and use the template that will make you efficient.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, not a problem. Is there any question for me, group?
Yeah, are we supposed to use one quantitative variables or two?
Um, I I think you have to use uh, two variables. Are you talking about what is your problem? What problem did you decide on? Which problem are you working on? Could you please read the statement or tell me what you want to do? Then
Our group said to the difference between heart rate before and after exercise.
a heart rate before and after exercise. So for that, you go to stat key and make, why don't you first go ahead and make one quantitative variable, choose that, and make a box plot.
Okay.
And then choose the other one and make a box plot. It will be really nice if you can draw the box plot next to each other. If not, then at least get those two um, um, box plots, and when you are writing the conclusion, you keep on comparing them. That heart rate increased or decreased in this situation. Okay, median went from here to here and maximum went from here to here and all that.
So basically, we will do two, right? One before exercise.
Cynthia, I cannot hear you. I have increased the volume. Let me just go ahead, increase a little more. Go ahead.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so basically we're going to look at two different graphs once we're doing it, right? So one would be before your heart rate before exercise, and then the other is the after one, right?
That's right. That is how you can compare them. And also you are using stat key. Is it clear or should I give you more examples? Cynthia?
Yeah, it's clear. We're already starting on our slides.
Oh, good. As you get those graphs, you might want to screenshot it and add that on the slide. You can shrink them to size so that it fits. And you have few minutes to do that. Your work on your draft, and from at 11 o'clock we are going to start presenting our draft, okay, to each other. I will ask everyone to come in here, and one group at a time is going to present. Okay.
Dr. Tiwari,
Yes.
I am going to be leaving the call because I am going to go plan for my next lesson, but I will be back before the math class ends.
Okay, that's fine, Kristen.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye. I'm here to help them. Okay, everybody. Um, are you guys ready? Almost?
No, we're still working on it. We're not ready. Um,
Not
but
a problem. I will make sure that you guys go last. Okay? You continue working, but at 11 o'clock, I have to bring everyone uh, to this room, and one group at a time, they are going to share their draft. You might want to, listen to them and ask them few questions. And if you are not done, I understand the Friday you were not here, and so you guys got a late start. We just formed the group, so don't worry about that. Once everyone is done, except for you guys, whatever you have, you can present, and then I can share the screen, or you can share a screen with me, and I will help you out. Okay? To have our
Okay.
draft ready.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll go last. We're already kind of gathering everything around.
Oh, okay. So let me just go ahead and end the, bring everyone here. Do you guys want a 2-minute break, or you are okay?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So let's do this then. Breakout room 1 or 2. Let's do this way. Breakout room 1. You know who you are, right? Room 2, room 3, and room 4.
Yeah.
US, the way you are going to do is, for this presentation, you share the screen, so decide on who is going to present. All 3 of you are going to be there, 3 or 4, depending on how many you are. One group has 5 members. So what you are going to do is share your screen and talk through that those 5 slides that you have made. Some of you made 4, some of you made 5. Number doesn't matter. 6, you can go up to 6, but not too long.
It's not gonna let us share our screen because you're the host.
Oh, so how do I? Oh, okay.
You can enable it, like allow us to do it.
Yeah, just a minute here. Can you share now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So just go ahead, break out room 1. Who was in there? Oh, looks like you guys don't remember. Is that true?
No, I think breakout room 1 was me, Giselle, Valerie, and Kate. And I think
Oh, okay,
Kate's
Olivia.
about to share her screen really quick.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Wait, Professor, I have a question.
Go
You
ahead.
assigned us to do a peer review.
Uh-huh.
How do we know who did we get? Because I opened the notification and it doesn't show me whose presentation I have to review.
You can choose any three.
Oh, any three, and then where
Any
do we?
three. The 5 people are presenting. You can choose any three, and the whole idea is about participation.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give your reaction on 3 of them. So they can, otherwise people will be just sitting here.
And then where do
They are
we
going
put
to
our
count like
discussion?
group. Yeah.
Where do we put our input? On the chat or on a discussion board?
A discussion board is a great idea because that will be available. Chat,
Okay.
I think, disappears after a while unless you are watching the recording.
Okay, then you have to make one.
Yeah. Discussion board?
Yeah, on Canvas.
Uh-huh. So why don't you do that? First, just write down on a piece of paper. Okay, all your suggestions.
Yeah. Okay.
And share that with me. And also, I will just make sure that discussion is open there. Because I do not. I'm looking at your screen, and I do not want to jump from one screen to another. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and start. And everyone else, please listen to them and write your reactions. Okay. It's good, you liked it, and you get some constructive suggestions. You have to say one at least good thing about it and one constructive suggestion. Go ahead.
Okay, so our presentation is called Examining Heart Rates and Energy Levels in Students, and then our group was Giselle, Olivia, Valerie, and me. What is the difference between the baseline and post-break activity, heart rate, and energy levels amongst the summer bridge students? So this is our box plot graph for the heart rate during resting position. And we've saw that they all start around 60 or maybe after 60, and then there's one outlier.
Okay. And you have this.
Kate, what slide is that?
Summer activity, summer statistics.
Did you skip past the third one?
I don't think so. Here, let me go back. This one?
Yeah. Okay, so this is just a continuation of the graph. So this one is the box plot for the post-brisk activity, heart rates, and energy levels. And as you can see, the people with or students who've had higher heart rates, usually it corresponds to them having higher energy levels.
Okay.
And then this is a summary and statistics. And so on the left side, we have the post-brisk activity, and on the right side, we have the baseline activity. It gives the sample size, which is 216. And if you look at under each column, for the baseline activity, there is less people who have or felt extremely energetic in the baseline. And then in post-brisk, you have 54 people who felt extremely energetic. So you could see like the jump between when you're in resting position and how people felt after they did a post-brisk activity.
And then we have our summary and conclusions. So the brisk activity heart rate affects the energy levels produced by the students. When completing a brisk activity, your heart rate rises, which also rises your energy level due to the rise in adrenaline. And then the resting heart rate affects the energy levels produced by the students. When sitting in a resting position, it is unlikely that your heart rate and energy levels would be high due to the lack of inactivity. It's like a conclusion we came up with. And then also it is more likely that energy levels rise after a brisk activity, such as exercise. And today we did not have Valerie with us.
Okay. I really liked it. Okay, other people, hopefully you guys wrote down their names. Could you please put the first slide again? Is it possible? Or quickly, can you do that? Slide 1. Yeah. All right, I got that. Heart rate and energy level. All right, group 2. Second group,
I think it was us, but I'm not sure.
yeah, go ahead, Celine, go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Just a minute here. Tension. You are working on tension.
So we are going to be exploring the tension and resting heart rate at Sonoma State.
All right.
So most of the students at Sonoma State, the resting heart rate, like the median was around 70. And the box plots, most of them are within the same range, like on the left side. And very few students experienced tension, but I mean, most students didn't experience any tension at all, while a few students did.
So if we look at the statistics, we can see that most of the numbers look pretty similar. Um, there were very few people that felt extremely tense during this exercise, but from what we can see, most the quadrant 1, 2, and 3 are mostly the same numbers. And a few concerning numbers in the maximum, with 188 being nearly double the average, but no, that's a problem for another day. But with this, we can conclude that most likely there is very little correlation between tension and the resting heart rate.
So as a summary and conclusion, most students have no tension when taking their resting heart rate. Not many students experience extreme tension, and all medians are around 70 beats per minute, which seems normal. And yeah, that's our presentation.
Okay, people, as you are watching, it's okay to give your feedback on chat or just note down some suggestions for each group, and we can share that with them. Okay? So just just a minute here. Tension versus heart rate, you guys did, and yeah, if I have any suggestions, I will send you guys an email, or I'll post it somewhere. Group 3.
Carla's gonna share her screen, so.
All right, Kalani. Look at that.
Give me a second. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we decided to do ours based on like the friendly personalities, since some of us are gonna live on campus in the spring also.
Mm-hmm.
Our main area of focus for this research was what is the relationship between beach-friendly mood against students who live on campus?
Good.
The variables we used were we used the mood chart before any of the activities we perform, like meditation or brisk exercise. So we decided to use how friendly people were feeling before any of the activities. And then we used the data of how many students wanted to live on campus, off campus, or were thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we used the box plot to determine our data, and based upon it, you can see how we have about 11 outliers, and most of the students want to live happily on campus. There's about 20 that are indecisive about living on campus, and then 79 who aren't. And our mean is about 3.4.
Mean is, just a minute, go back to that picture. 3.4. And who is talking?
Carla?
Carla. Carla, in the box plot, usually you have a mean in the middle, but if you have this box plot and you got it from stat key, what it means is mean is at one of the end points, either at minimum, not minimum, Q1 or Q3. So I'm trying to guess here where your median is. Median is either at Q1 or Q3. So that is kind of, overlapping. Do you know where it is? Just a minute here. Median is 3. Oh, it's in the box. Median is 3, Q1 is 3. And those two lines are on top of each other. And that is why we don't see them.
Yeah, because they're exactly at the ends.
Yeah, exactly.
It's at 3 or 4.
Yep. Yep. And median Q3. So you have Q1 is, and yeah, it's either 3 or 4 median. Oh, that's cool. Okay, all right. So be aware of that. And on final presentation, you might want to make a comment on that.
Okay.
That median is either at this Q1 or Q3. Okay, go ahead. Show us conclusion.
That's basically it for a presentation.
So you want to walk us through your conclusion?
I said it on the data. So this is basic summarized of what I said based upon our data.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you mentioned that our overall mean was above 3.4. Okay, about 20. Looks good to me. All right, great. Thank you, guys. Now, okay, this is, okay, now group 4.
I believe that was us. I can share my screen.
Okay, sure. You can share, right? Dylan?
Yeah, I'll share mine.
All right.
Okay, so our presentation was heart rate before and after meditation. On this group, it was me, Dylan, Sandra Ayala, Jose Quiroz, and Tucker Jensen. Sandra would explain this chart.
So this slide is the box plot of before meditation and the summary statistic. As you can see, the median was 74.9, and it had about 7 outliers. The maximum was 188 and the minimum was 34. Next slide. And the second slide was after meditation. The box plot of after meditation was similar to the before meditation, but it has a bit more like just one more outlier than the other one, but the minimum and the maximum did decrease in this one. Next slide. And the conclusion was that people were more calm after meditation as the mean changed. The mean value before was 74.958, and the mean value afterwards was 65.056. And there were more outliers present on the graphs after meditation. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. I jotted down few things, and hopefully other people, uh, you can make a suggestion right here on chat or send them. In fact, why don't you do both? Just write down a few sentences for them, because you have to show that you really, these 3 reactions you gave to your peer. Okay? Because that is part of the deal, part of the part of your, I mean, you are expected to do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, and now Sandra, can you hear me? Dylan was sharing his Dylan.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Who were the group members? I was writing the name Sandra, Dylan, and who's the other one?
Jose and Tucker.
Oh, Jose and Tucker. Okay. Oh, yeah, great. Okay, now group 5, the group who was with me all the time. Are you guys ready with your draft? Can someone?
Yes, we are.
Oh, you are. All right, that's great, Cynthia. So why don't you walk us through?
Does someone else in my group want to share the presentation?
And you are the last group, Cynthia. So if you guys are ready, you can share the screen and walk us through. Yeah, leave mm, this slide for just few more seconds.
So we did our slide on difference between your heart rate before and after exercise. And my group members are Cynthia, Johnny, Wendy, and Tien, and myself.
Great.
So as we see on the first image, we see that we have 3, 4, 7, 6 outliers, and which that's after exercise. And on the before, we have 7 outliers.
Mhm.
Next slide. So as we see here, the after exercise heart rate is for the minimum is 34, and for the normal one is 32. So as we see after exercise, it increased a little bit. And the first quartile is 62.00, and on the after exercise, we can see that it increased even more, which was 72.00. And the maximum for both was 188, and the mean was kind of similar, kind of not. It's just that the after exercise kind of rise up for like four 2 numbers or 3 numbers. Next slide.
We say that for the majority of people, their heart rate will increase as they were exercising or just moving around. So it would increase between 10 to 20 pulses. And there were some people that were able to maintain the same balance because their pulse before and after were the same. So we came to a conclusion that the heart rate rises when the intensity of the exercise activity increases as well. And I think that it's it.
Yeah, so yeah, the fifth group with 5 members. Yeah, few suggestions I would like to make. One is editing. Write your conclusion in complete sentences. That is very, very clear to, so that it is very, very clear to the reader. People who are working with heart rate, people who are working with heart rates, the minimum is 32. Do you think it's of course an outlier? Stat key kind of rejected that number, but think about outliers and say a few things about that. Where is it coming from? Did someone make a typo? I mean, typed it wrong? Because it's coming from what you guys submitted to us. We did not make any of those numbers. Okay, you guys have collected the data and uploaded the data, and we just put them together, all different cohorts. You are cohort 5, but there are 10 of them. Okay, 1 through 10. And that is why you have number of participants 216. Think about outliers when you are making final presentation. I don't have anything else to add at this time. This afternoon sometime you guys have to submit your suggestions to your peer. And let me see. Monday afternoon, 11. $11:59. So soon after this, I'm going to open a discussion, okay? Where you can go and type in your suggestions. Is it okay, everybody? So at this point, I think that we are done with presentation, and we still have 12 minutes till 11:50. So I'm here to answer your questions. Let me just talk to Kirsten.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I just want to, we have 10 minutes and it is, we are all done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a break.
Okay, yeah, a 10-minute break would be nice.
Yeah, and then you guys can, you are good. After this, what is the schedule at
after this, it's 12, and then Vanessa and I take over with our like breakout rooms.
Okay. All right. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to, let me see here, Monday afternoon, by 11:59, you have to turn in your, just a minute, PM Monday. I will give you more extra time, okay? So you can upload your suggestions in discussion section. So that's all. I'm going to now make a discussion for this, okay? Where you can log in, where you can go and give your feedback to different groups.
Thank you, Dr. Tawar.
Oh, you are welcome. So. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, do this. All right, all right. Oh, that's great. Your discussion is open now. Could you please, one of you, go and type in hello or hi so I would know that everything is working? Go to discussion, it says peer feedback or something like that, the title of the discussion. And now I'm going to check the discussion if any of you have posted anything or something. Kalani? Okay, not a problem. I'll go and check it out. All right, so it's working. You guys already did that. So I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to leave you guys in great hands of Kirsten Miller. She is going to give you all the advice and, all questions you can ask. I am Kirsten. I am taking off. Is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Few more things. Let me tell them. Everybody, I went through all the emails that you have sent to me with your attachments for the homework, and also you have uploaded some of the homework. I looked at everything and I have checked that you have done this homework. If it is unchecked, that means you have not done it, or you have done it, you sent it to me, but I never received it. If you want me to hold another Zoom session and walk you guys through what is expected in each homework, I would be glad to do that. Okay? And I just want all things to be checked. So even though it's 0 points, it's hardly going to affect your grades, but it looks nice that you were committed and you did the work that was expected of you. So let me think about it. I will send you guys an email. Do you think that it is a good idea to hold another session on my private Zoom, my office hours, my personal one? Do this if you think that you need help. If you don't, then I won't be just taking your time and my time. You can talk to your friends and you can learn from them what is expected and what you need to do. All right. Okay, that is always there. If you need my attention, just send me an email and I will help you out. Okay, we are together only till tomorrow. Man, it will be over. But even though it's not in class, I have enjoyed this, spending time with you guys. So, okay, I'm checking out now.
Have a good day.
You too.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Mhm.